So again, welcome sa session natin for today. So this is our final phase. So yung final phase natin will be about mathematics of finance. Okay? So at the end of the session, here are the things that we should accomplish or sana ito yung matapos natin at the end of the session. Pero bago to, remind ko lang ulit yung lecture seminar ng Office of Student Affairs tomorrow. Okay? So, 'di ba nag-register kayo regarding dun sa session na yun and yung first year is now scheduled for tomorrow. What I need is sabi ng OSA sa akin yesterday, magsa-send sila ng link, ng Zoom link sa email address na na-register nyo. And ako at my end, mag-open ulit ako ng isang Dropbox para dun nyo naman i-ano na i-screenshot nyo lang yung pagpasok nyo dun sa mismong Zoom na Zoom link 'no, kapag nakita ko na yung screen ng OSA na nandun kayo. So, ibang participation remark 'to ha. So, yung registration, ibang marking yon, then yung pag-attend, ibang marking ulit 'yan, okay. So, to help you boost more your your grade, okay. Also, dun sa mga hindi pa nakapag-take ng exam, meron pang ilan ano, so later I'll accommodate you. Nawala lang ako sa mood talaga 'no. So later after nitong session, ayusin natin yung sa inyo, yung sa exam niyo. And yung sa iba naman, I know may mga naka-perfect, pero sa next time 'no or sa finals, 'wag naman masyadong obvious na galing sa ibang section yung sagot kasi 15 minutes lang kayo nagsagot 'no. So nag-10:30 nag-start, 10:45 tapos na. Okay. So masyado namang obvious. Considering yung record niyo ng prelim and midterm, alam ko yung kung sino yung nag-e-effort talaga 'no. Okay. Okay, so let's go back dun sa outcome natin for the module. So at the end of the session, ito yung mga kailangan nating ma-accomplish. First one is yung ma-define natin yung mga common terms na ginagamit sa simple and compound interest. Next is solve tayo ng problems using simple interest formula. So find natin yung maturity ng value ng loan, conversion ng months to fractional or decimal part of the year, and then finding the principal amount, rate of time using simple interest formula, and last is compute interest, maturity value, and present value using compound interest naman. Okay? So let's start with the definition of terms. Okay? So hindi ko na isa-isahin word by word to, so you can just study this sa uh, asynchronous session nyo or during review. So mahalaga lang is yung interest, basta amount paid for the use of money. Okay? Ilang yung keyword dyan, for the use of money. Then simple interest kapag naka-lump-sum, no? Then yung principal is the amount money borrowed or invested. So ito yung pinahiram nung nagpapautang. Rate is yung percent na binigay nung nagpapautang para dun sa perang pinahiram niya, no? Then yung time is yung duration, kung gaano katagal inutang yung pera. Okay? Next, lender, creditor. So ito yung umuutang, ay nagpapautang, sorry. Okay? Borrower, debtor. So ito yung person na nangungutang, no? Then origin or loan date is kung kailan na-receive na borrower yung pera. Then repayment or maturity date is kung kailan na fully paid ni borrower kay lender yung utang niya. Okay? Next, yung simple interest. So, simple interest is yung nangyayari sa kanya kapag may utang ka, kukumputin mo yung interest rate, then i-add mo doon sa total amount. Then sa next month, ganun ulit. So, kung ano lang yung na-compute mong interest rate niya o yung idadagdag mong bayad dun sa nautang, yun lang yung laging additional payment niya every month, okay? 'Pag compound interest, ito yung nag-accumulate yung mga past interest. So halimbawa, sa first month niya is meron siyang interest rate na ganito, halimbawa sa ₱100, halimbawa may interest siyang ₱20, di 120 yung babayaran niya at the end of the month. 'Pag hindi siya nakabayad, do sa second month, ang magiging utang na niya is 120 tapos yun yung lalagay ng interest. Okay? Unlike sa simple interest, halimbawa 100 yung utang niya, ₱20 yung interest, 120 yung kailangan niyang bayaran. The next month, kung hindi siya makabayad dun sa first month, ₱120 pa din yung babayaran niya. So hindi naapektuhan yung original price o yung principal amount, laging 100 lang siya. Okay? Unlike kapag compound interest, pag hindi siya nakabayad, yung total amount, ibig sabihin yung principal amount plus interest rate, is yun na yung nagko-compound o yun na yung nilalagyan mo ng interest every month na hindi na siya nagkakamero ng o hindi siya nababayaran ng borrower. Okay? Then maturity value is or yung future value is yung total na ma-amount ni lender kapag natapos na ni borrower yung kanyang utang. Okay? Okay, so let's start with the simple interest formula. So the interest formula shows how interest rate and time are related and give us a way of finding one of these values if the other three are unknown. Okay, or known. Okay. So ang interest formula daw is simple interest formula is I is equals to P times R times T, where P is equals dun sa principal natin. Okay. R is yung sa interest rate natin and T is in time. Okay. So yun yung meaning niya. So next, ito yung kung paano siya illustrate or kung paano gumagana yung simple interest formula. Okay? So suppose you won 10,000 pesos and you plan to invest it for 5 years. Yung may cooperative group daw na nag-offer ng 2% simple interest rate per year. Then another is a bank offers 2% compounded annually. Okay? Which will you choose and why? So later, sasagutin natin to kung alin yung i-choose natin na scenario. So yung isa is simple interest na 2% per year, then yung isa is compounded annually na 2%. Okay? So ito yung illustration niya kung paano yung computation niya kapag simple interest and compound interest given na hindi pa natin alam kung ano yung pagkakaiba talaga ng dalawa. Okay? So at the first start ng simple interest, ito yung pera natin na hawak. So 10,000 pesos ito yung napalarunan natin, no? Kapag simple interest yung ginagamit natin, so ito yung, ang ginamit niya ditong time is year 'to, ha. So, first year, second year, third year, fourth year, fifth year. Ibig sabihin after 1 year, ano magiging amount ng pera niya, 'no? So dito, ginamit niya dito is yung simple interest niya. So hinahanap natin yung interest, amount na mare-receive mo kapag ininvest mo yung 10,000 pesos sa 2% simple interest, 'no? Okay. So yung again, yung formula natin is I is equals to PRT. Kaya makikita nyo dito, yung 10,000 is yung principal amount. Yung 0.02 is yung 2% na nakalagay dito, no? 2% interest. So, converted into decimal. Then yung T is yung time. Okay? So, time is 1 year. Okay? So, pag binultiply mo siya, makukuha mo yung interest rate, no? Or yung interest amount. Okay? Okay? So, kapag hinahanap yung maturity value niya, so yung nakuha nilang yung interest, principal interest na nakuha niya plus yung 10,000 na ininvest mo, at the end of 1 year, ito yung total na makukuha mo. Okay. And then pinakita dito yung succeeding year, 'no? So again, yung pagkakaiba niya sa simple interest, Kung ano lang yung original amount na ininvest mo, yun lang yung nagkakamero ng interest. So, laging 10,000 lang 'to. So, nag-iiba lang siya depende sa number ng year. Kaya makita mo dito, ito yung value, 'no? So, ibig sabihin kung after 2 years mo siya iche-check, meron kang ₱400 na interest. 'Pag after 3 years meron kang 600, 'pag after 4 years, 800, then after 5 years meron kang 1,000. Okay. The next is compound interest with annual rate. So, although hindi pa natin inaaral 'tong compound interest, again ito is nagma-matter kung ano yung, ah, amount mo after ng certain period, okay. So, dito, so sa first one, since una pa lang siya, 200 din yung kanyang kinita, okay. So, 10,200 pa din yung pera niya. Pero kapag halimbawa dun sa second year na niya, yung magiging principal amount niya iba na. Kung ano yung maturity value niya after 1 year, yun yung bago niyang principal amount. Kaya yun yung mu-multiply niya ngayon nung kanyang interest rate na 2%, okey? Kaya ang kikitain niya ngayon after 2 years is 204 na. So, 204 plus yung kinita niya nung una, kaya meron tayong 10,404 dito, okey? And so on and so forth yun. So, ito yung magiging bagong principal amount mo, then yan yung bago mong interest, amount. So, tapos pag-a-add-in mo lang 'tong dalawa, 'no, makukuha mo 'tong ito, okey? Then same na dito, ito yung dito, okey? Interest niya, total interest, so ito plus ito will be this one, okey? So, ibig sabihin niya at the end of 5 years, magkano yung total amount niya? So, yung sa simple interest, kung 5 years yung magiging total ano natin, time, yung sa simple interest 1,000 yung kikitain niya. So, meaning 10,000 plus 1,000, yung pera niya is magiging 11,000 after 5 years. And then dito kay compound interest, after 5 years, since compounded siya, yung magiging total amount ng pera niya is 11,040.8, okey? So, ibig sabihin kung papapiliin kayo, alin yung pipiliin niyo, yung simple interest, yung compound interest? Siyempre
Compound po.
dun kayo sa mas malaking return of investment, 'no? Pero kung titingnan niyo, ₱40 lang naman, hindi gano'n kalakihang value. So, ang mangyayari niyan, sabihin natin sobrang liit, pero isipin ninyo kung halimbawa millions ang pera natin, so mas malaki yung difference nung value natin. Tapos kung halimbawa hindi 2% yung interest rate natin, sabihin natin mas lumaki sa 2%, sabihin natin 5%. So malaking deviation siya mula dun sa simple interest. Okay. So yung sagot dito, which will you choose and why? So siyempre yung 2% compounded annually dahil much bigger yung mare-receive natin na pera sa kanya. Okay. So, balikan natin muna sa simple interest. So, sa simple interest, ito yung, parang main diagram na pwede mong gamitin kung gusto mong, ah, ma-identify yung value nung isang given kung halimbawa given yung other three, okay. So, let's say for example, interest yung pinapahanap. So, ang formula natin is PRT, 'no, mo-multiply mo lang. Ngayon kapag rate yung hinahanap mo, ang formula mo ngayon is I. Okay, i-erase ko lang 'to. Yung formula mo ngayon is I over P times T, okay. Yun yung meaning ng graph na yan. So, I over PT, then halimbawa si P yung hinahanap mo, that will be I over RT, okay. And then kapag si T yung hinahanap mo, that will be I over PR, okay. So simple ano siya, diagram na pwede mong reference para, kuha mo yung value nung isang, um, component niya. Pero I guess hindi mo naman kailangan 'to kung marunong ka talaga mag-derive ng formula, eh, 'no? Basta alam mo lang 'tong formulang 'to, kung 'di ba I is equals to PRT, alam mo halimbawa 'pag time yung hinahanap, di-divide mo lang both side by PR, 'no? Then cancel out, so I over PR. So same na 'yan ito, 'no? So depende sa inyo kung saan kayo madadalian, okey? So 'yan lang yung guide kung paano siya ma-memorize, 'no? Pero ako kung sa-suggest ko mas aralin niyo yung pag-derive ng formula, 'no? So yung ganitong method kaysa yung sa diagram na ganito, okey? Yung sa diagram na ganito, okey? So identify the principal, rate, and type. So the interest is a percentage, okay? Principal is the amount borrowed or invested. Rate of interest is a percent for a given time period, usually 1 year, okay? Then time must be expressed in the same unit time as the rate, okay? So mahalaga 'to 'no, dapat same unit siya ng rate. So 'di ba dito, nakalagay dito kanina, yung interest rate natin dito is per year, okay? So ibig sabihin niyan, yan ay 2% per year, okay? So yung time na imo-multiply natin dun sa formula natin na PRT, okay? So ito yung R natin. Yung time natin dapat ang unit niya is year para mag-cancel out siya, no? Then dito ito naman yung amount natin na 10,000 pesos, okay? So lagi niyo tatandaan per year siya, okay? So magma-matter yan kung 'pag halimbawa ang given lang paano kapag halimbawa hindi at the end of 5 years ang hinahanap niya. Halimbawa hinahanap niya is at the end of 5 months lang, okay? So dapat yung 5 months ire-represent mo as year. So yung 5 months, pwede mo siyang i-convert. So in 1 year, ilang merong months? So 12 months. Okay? So para maging in year yung value niya, so magiging 5/12 to. 5/12 year para mag-cancel out ulit yung sa interest rate tsaka yung sa time natin. Okay? Okay, so ito, although given na yung kasi originally ano 'to, eh, naka-animation na slideshow 'to. Pero considering halimbawa hindi given yung final answer, halimbawa meron daw tayong principal na 1,500 and then meron tayong interest rate na 9%, ta's meron tayong time na 1 year. Pinapahanap is magkano yung interest amount natin or yung interest paid on a on a loan, okay? So considering halimbawa wala mo na 'tong solution na 'to 'no. So I is equals to PRT. So yung principal natin alam natin na 1,500. Yung rate natin is 9%, so 0.09. So kapag hindi naka-indicate kung per year siya, assume niyo lagi na per year siya 'no, per year. Then yung time natin is 1 year, okay? Cancel out natin yung year. So yung interest rate natin is 1,500 times 0.09 times 1 year. Meron tayong $135. Okay? So yan yung amount na yan. O paano nakuha 'to 'no? Okay, next, try natin 'to example na 'to. Find the interest on a 2-year loan of $4,000 at a rate of 6%. Okay? So, I is equals to PRT. So, alam natin na yung 4,000 natin, ito yung principal natin. Yung rate natin is 6%. Then yung time period natin is 2 years. Okay? So, direct substitution lang tayo. So, $4,000 times yung rate natin na 0.06 per year. Then 2 years tayo, so 2 years. Okay? Cancel out natin yung years. Interest now will be, wait lang. So that should be 480, no? Pero i-verify ko lang gamit ang calcu. Wala akong calcu dito. Okay. Same ba yung answer? So 4,000 times 0.06. So 4,000 times 0.06 times 2 years, we have $480. Okay. Next, we have find the interest earned on a 3-year investment. So 3 years, ito yung time natin. 5,000 is yung principal amount. 4.5% interest. Ito yung rate natin. Okay? So I is equals to PRT is equals to 5,000. Yung rate natin is 4.5 is 0.045 per year, then times 3 years. No? So multiplying that yields to, so 5,000 times 0.045 times 3 years is $665. Okay? Question regarding dito sa portion na to? Okay?
Wala naman po, sir.
Okay pa, no? So, simple pa to, no? Kasi direct substitution lang sa formula, no? Okay. So, next we go to maturity. So, ano yung ibig sabihin ng maturity? Maturity value is the total amount of money due by the end of the loan period. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, addition siya ng, o sum siya nung amount loan rendered by the creditor or yung sa lender plus yung interest amount. Okay? Kaya yung ah, maturity value natin ay equal sa principal amount plus yung interest natin. Interest amount. Okay? So, ito, since alam natin na yung interest natin, interest amount is, ang formula niya is P RT. So, pwede natin factor out yung P. Kaya, naging 1 plus RT. Okay? Kaya, naging ganun yung formula dito sa left side. Okay? Next. So, we have this example. Marcus Logan can purchase furniture and a 2-year simple interest loan at 9% interest rate per year. What is the maturity value for a 2,500 loan? Okay? So, again, the solution is already displayed. Pero try natin perspective natin halimbawa is wala tayong solution, no? So, identify natin yung period natin is 2-year na simple interest. Then 9% interest per year. Then pinapahanap is yung ito yung principal amount natin. Ito yung rate natin, ito yung time. Okay? Pinapahanap is yung maturity value. So MB is equals to P times 1 plus RT. Okay? So we have 2,500 times 1 plus yung interest natin na 0.09 per year times yung time natin na 2 years. Okay? Cancel out yung year. So we have yung loob muna yung ipag-a-add nyo para di kayo malito. So we have yung loob muna. So 1, yung 0.09 times mo ng 2 plus 1, tapos tsaka nyo siya multiply ng 2,500. Okay? Yung answer natin will be $2,950. Okay? So this is the total amount after mag-mature yung value natin. Okay? At the end of 2 years, which is the same as yung sagot natin doon sa solution displayed. Okay? Next, try daw natin 'to example na 'to. So Terry Williams is going to borrow $4,000. So we have ito yung principal natin. Yung interest natin is 7.5. Then yung R natin. Maturity value niya after 3 years. Ito yung time natin. Okay? So MV is equals to P times 1 plus RT. Okay? Principal natin is 4,000 times 1 plus 0.075 every year times yung 3 years. Okay? Cancel out yung year. So, maturity value natin is so 0.075 times 3 plus 1 times 4,000. Okay? So, we have $4,900. No? Which is the same as dito sa given answer natin. Okay? Next, we have Jim Sherman will invest 3,000 at 8% for 5 years. What is the maturity value? So yung 3,000 natin is yung principal, 8,000 is the rate, then 5 years yung kanyang time. So MV is equals to P times 1 plus RT is equals to 3,000 times 1 plus yung rate natin na 0.08 times yung time natin na 5. So per year, okay, year, cancel out yung year. So we have 0.08 times 5, okay, 0.08 times 5 plus 1 times 3,000. Okay, so we have $4,200. Okay, yan yung maturity value natin. Okay, so okay tayo dito regarding maturity value. Any question?
Wala po.
Wala po, sir.
Okay, yung sa iba, pwedeng magkabaliktad yung situation, no? Halimbawa, given yung maturity value, tapos pinapahanap is yung principal halimbawa natin, no? So, pag pinapahanap yung principal, divide lang natin both side by 1 plus RT. 1 plus RT. So, cancel out to. So, yung value na makukuha natin yung principal is MB over 1 plus RT. Okay? So, manipulation lang siya nung formula natin. No? So, dapat marunong kayong mag-derive ng formula. Okay? Next, we go to, ayan, yung kaninang diniscuss ko ng madalian, which is converting yung mga fractional period natin. So, kung halimbawa hindi siya lumampas ng isang taon. No? So, sabi, write the number of months as the numerator of the fraction and write 12 as the denominator of the fraction. Dahil, again, in 1 year, meron tayong 12 months. So, yun yung pinaka-conversion natin. Ano? Okay? So, again, kung halimbawa gusto natin makuha yung equivalent ng 8 months sa year. So, 8 months. Tapos kailangan nating maalis yung months dun sa unit niya. Kaya kailangan lalagay natin sa ilalim ay yung months. Okay? Tapos dito is yung year. Magka-cancel out ito, matitira sa kanya is yung year value niya, tapos 8 over 12 is 2/3, no? Okay? So, yun yung ibig sabihin niya. So, reduce the fraction to the lowest term, kaya naging 2/3 yun. So, di ba 8 over 12 siya? Then, both numerator and denominator na 8 over 12 is divisible by 4. Kaya, ni-reduce ko na to lowest term. Okay? Tapos, divide the numerator by the denominator to get the decimal equivalent of the fraction. Okay? So, sa ganito, kung scientific calculator naman yung gamit nyo, much better kung yung lowest term na fraction na lang yung gamitin nyo para mas exact yung makuha nyo yung answer, no? Kasi kapag halimbawa, kinuha natin is yung decimal point niya, yung decimal counterpart ng fraction natin, yung makukuha natin is 1.33, yung 2/3. Hindi, sorry. So, dapat ito ay 0.6666, sorry. Dapat ito ay 0.667, okay? So, ibig sabihin nag-ano ka um, tawag nito, nag-carry over ka ng 1 dun sa dun sa isang 6. Unlike kapag halimbawa 2/3 yung ginamit mo, mas exact yung makukuha yung value. Mahalaga kasi yan kung halimbawa yung choices mo sa exam, halimbawa multiple choice question siya, is very close to each other. So, kung exact yung ginamit mong value, makukuha mo yung exact amount. Okay? So, let's have this example. So, yung 9 months and 15 months. So, again, pag 9 months, ito yung numerator over denominator. So, 3/4 yun. So, 0.75 equivalent niya. Then, kapag 15 months, alam natin nag-exceed na siya ng 1 year. So, mangyayari ngayon, alam nating ah, iba 15 months daw. Alam natin 1 year is 12 months, so meron tayong 1 year ta's may matitirang 3 months. Puwedeng yung 3 months na lang yung i-convert niyo, 'no? Basta alam niyo na i-a-add niyo siya, 'no? 3 months tapos plus yung 1/12 natin na unit, 'no? So, that will be 1 plus 1/4 or 1.25. Okey? Okey tayo dito sa pag-convert ng fractional, na time period,
Yes po.
Yes po.
okey? Basta kung nabibilisan paki-comment do'n sa chat box 'no, para mabalikan natin. So, again, disregard yung ano natin, itong solution natin. So, let's try to solve it na wala yung solution. To save money, Sunright invested 2,500. So, ito yung principal amount for 45 months, okey? Ito yung time natin at 3.5% simple interest, okey? How much is the interest did he earn? Okay? So, interest na earn, so PRT lang yung formula natin. So, 2,500. Yung rate natin is naka ano 'no, 3 1/2. So, alam mong 3.5 'yan. Kung hindi marunong mag-convert, halimbawa nakaganyan yung fraction, gawin niyo is multiply niyo yung, denominator dun sa whole number. So, meron kayong 3 times 2 is 6, tapos ipa-plus niyo yung numerator, so 7/2. Tapos tsaka niyo i-divide, 7 divide 2 is 3.5. Kung paano nakuha yung 3.5 'no, kung hindi marunong sa ngayon mag-identify nung gano'ng value. Okay. So, yung rate natin now is 3.5%, so 0.0035, okay, per year. Then times natin ng 45 months yung nakalagay, so 45 months times 1 year over 12 months. So cancel natin yung months para maging year, magka-cancel out yung year. So multiply nyo lang as is, no? So 45 divide mo ng 12, okay? Times mo nung 0.035 na interest times 2,500. So we have interest na $328.125, okay? Which is the same nung answer dito sa baba. Okay? So dito yung ginawa niya, kinonvert na muna 45/12, 3.75. Pero pwede mo na siyang i-rekta dito sa formula natin, ano? Basta pakita niyo lang yung tamang conversion rate nung mga values natin. Okay? Next. Try daw natin 'to example na 'to. Same first one. Akiko is saving a little extra money to pay for her car insurance next year. Okay? If she invests 1,000 for 18 months at 4%, how much interest can she earn? So ito yung sa number 1. So I is equals to PRT. Principal natin is ito, 1,000 multiplied by yung rate natin, 4%. So 0.04 per year and then 18 months. Okay? So we have 18 months times 1 year over 12 months. Okay? So cancel out natin yung months, cancel out natin yung year. Interest natin will now be, so 18/12 times mo ng 0.04 times 1,000. Okay? So we have $60 as interest amount. Okay? Next, Habib is going to borrow $2,000 for 42 months at 7%. What will be the amount interest owed B? Okay. So, I is equals to P RT. So, yung P natin is 2,000. Rate natin is 0.07 per year. Okay. Then, 42 months. So, 42 months times 1 over 12. Okay. Year. So, I is equals to 42 over 12 times 0.07 times 2,000. So, we have $490. Okay. So, saan nakukuha yung dollars? Dito sa principal, no? Yun yung kasi yung remaining nating unit. Okay? So, as you can observe, kapag nagsasolve ako ng problem, laging may unit na nakalagay, no? So, maganda, isanayin nyo na yung sarili nyo as early as now na lagi naka-indicate yung unit. Kasi kailangan nyo maintindihan kung bakit nawawala yung certain unit dun sa equation natin, no? Kasi mahalaga yung sa higher subject nyo na alam nyo kung anong nangyayari dun sa equation na sinosolve nyo. Okay? Any question regarding this topic? Okay? So, assuming wala. So, let's move on dun sa sa next part. Yung next part natin is ito. Showing lang yung kanina sinabi ko kung paano na-convert yung dun sa figure natin na I is equals to PRT. Yung conversion lang niya. Okay? Okay, next. So, ito is different situation lang, same formula, simple interest formula. Pero ngayon ang unknown is yung principal natin. Okay? So, Judy paid $108 in interest on a loan that she had for 6 months. The interest rate was 12%. How much was the principal? Okay? So, ito daw yung interest na binayad niya. So, alam natin na ito ay yung I natin. Then, yung 6 months is yung time. Then, yung rate is 12%. Okay? So, mula dun sa I is equals to PRT natin. Kailangan natin is yung principal amount. So, divide natin both side by RT. So, kailangan natin formula is P is equals to I over RT. Now, we have yung substitute natin, $108 lower yung rate natin na 0.12 per year. Okay? Times yung amount natin na 6 months times 1 year over 12 months. Okay? So, cancel yung months, cancel yung year. So, remaining unit natin is yung dollar sign. So, we have 108, divide natin ng 0.12, as divide ulit natin ng 6 over 12 o 0.5. So, we have principal amount as 1,800. Okay? Dollars. Okay? As displayed dito. Okay? Next. Paano kapag yung rate naman yung hinahanap? So, same lang din. From the original formula na PRT, hanapin mo yung rate. So, divide mo lang PT, both side. PT, cancel out. So, R is equals to I over PT. Then, ito yung gagamitin nating formula. So, given natin 1,500 yung interest, ito yung principal amount. 15 months is yung rate natin. Then, yung 225 is yung binayaran niya na interest amount. Okay? So, yung rate natin is equals to $225 divided by yung principal natin na $1,500 times yung 15 months times 1 year over 12 months. Okay? Cancel out yung month and then cancel out yung dollar sign. Matitira sa atin is year sa denominator, no? So yung R natin will be 225 divide natin ng 1,500 then divide natin ng 15 over 12. Okay? So yung makukuha natin is 0.12 tapos per year na nasa ilalim. Okay? Tapos since rate yan, interest rate yan, alam natin na i-convert natin sa percentage. So multiply nyo lang ng 100, no? So R is equals to 12% per year. So ito yung rate na hinahanap natin, which is the same as this one. Okay? Or kung dito nakalagay kung bakit naging 0.12 or 12%, kasi change lang natin to percentage. Okay? Next is kapag yung time naman yung nawawala. So, I is equals to PRT. So, time yung nawawala, divide lang natin both side by PR. Cancel out yung PR. So, yung formula natin will now be I over PR. Okay? So, shall be borrowed 10,000. So, ito yung principal amount. At 8%, ito yung interest rate. Then, 1,600 yung interest na amount na binayaran niya. So, ito yung I natin. So, pinapahanap is yung length ng loan. So, time is equals to I over PR. So, we have 1,600 divided by yung principal natin na 10,000 times yung rate natin na 0.08 months times 1 year over 12 months. Okay? So, medyo maliit na yung sulat ko, no? So, mga titira is yung year na unit, no? Uh, okay, so wait. Mali yung unit ko dito, no? Hindi pala siya i-multiply by 12. Okay? So, dapat ito ay 0.08 per year. Okay? So, since nasa denominator ng denominator yung year, pag sinolve mo na siya, mapupunta na siya sa numerator, no? So, yung pinaka answer mo is in years, yung value, no? Then, kunin natin, 1,600 divided by 10,000 as divided by 0.08. So, we have 2.0 year. So, yan yung time natin, no? Which is the same as yung answer natin dito sa baba. Okay? Next. Question muna regarding dito sa pag binalibaliktad na yung given. Okay na tayo doon? Okay?
Okay na po,
Opo, sir.
Yes po.
Okay. So now we proceed sa ordinary and exact time and interest. Okay? So may mga problems kasi na sinasabi yung calendar period natin is ordinary time. Pag minsan exact time. So yung difference niya is yung sa number of days in a year. Okay? So ito yung mga objective na kailangan natin ma-identify, no? So, i-define natin. Ordinary time, ang tawag sa kanya kapag base siya sa 30 days in each month. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, kahit yung February, na alam natin, mostly kapag hindi leap year, is hanggang 28 days lang, considered siya as 30 days. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, sa buong taon, 1 year, meron tayong 12 months, no? Then, for every month, so 1 month, meron tayong 30 days. Okay? So, sa 1 year, ilan ngayon araw meron tayo? So, from 1 year, para maging in days yan, kailangan tong 1 year, 12 months. Magka-cancel out yung year. Yung months, kailangan ma-cancel out. So, gamitin mo dito, 1 month, tapos 30 days, para maging days yung value natin. Cancel out yung months. So, sabihin, 12 times 30. So, we have 360 days in 1 year kapag ordinary time. Okay? So, ngayon, pag exact time, ito yung based dun sa actual number ng day sa month natin based sa calendar natin, no? Pero note nyo na dapat consider nyo yung leap year, no? Paano natin malalaman kung leap year ang taon? Kapag siya ay divisible by 4. No? Kapag nakuha nyo na divisible by 4 yung year, leap year siya, no? Kapag leap year siya, alam natin na yung February natin is 29. So starting from January, Meron tayong 31 days. February, so non-leap year muna tayo, 28. Then sa March, meron tayong 31. April, we have 30. May, 31. June is 30. July is 31. Ano nga yung nagdodoble? Ano nga yung nagdodoble? Okay, so July is 31. So August is 31 din. September is 30. October is 31. November is 30. And December is 31. So ano yung total yan? So ordinary sa exact time natin. So let's check. 31 plus 28 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31. Okay. Plus 30 plus 31. So we have 365 days kapag hindi siya leap year. Then kapag leap year siya ay 366 days. No? For leap year. Kasi February natin yun, nagiging 29. Okay? So, malinaw ba doon sa difference ng ordinary tsaka ng exact time?
Opo, sir. Opo.
Okay? So, example. So, the ordinary time from June 12 to September 12 is 60 days. So, paano nakuha yon? So, starting from June 12, so, alam natin si June 12 is 31 days. Mali. Sorry. So, paano nakuha yung sa first one? Ordinary time. So, July 12 yung starting natin. So, ibig sabihin, dun sa month na July, ilan na lang yung remaining natin? Kasi kung ordinary time, 30 days tayo. So, kino-consider na lang natin is 18 days na lang, no? Okay? Then, from July, August, September. So, dapat 30 days lang to. September 12 pala to. Okay? So, may September 12. So, dapat ito is naka-12, no? Okay? Then, kapag tinotal nyo, so we have 60 days. Kaya naging 60 days yung sagot dito, no? So, starting from July 12, and considering lahat ng months kapag ordinary time is 30 days lang. Kaya, ganyan yung naging solution niya. Okay? Then, kapag exact time from July 12 to September 12, so, ito makikita nyo, 31 kasi alam natin na sa July is may 31 months, minus 12, 19 days yung total sa kanya. Then, si August may 31. Then, September is meron siyang 12. Kasi hanggang September 12 yung hinahanap, no? So, meron tayong 62 days in total. Okay? So, kapag hindi nyo alam yung exact, yung difference ng ordinary and exact, so mali na agad yung multiply yung time, no? Kasi 62 to, ito ay 60. So, may discrepancy agad. Okay? So, let's have this one. So, from May 15 to October 15. So, sa ordinary time muna tayo. Try natin sa ordinary time. So, from May 15, after ng May, June, July, August, September, October. Okay, October 15. So, we have ilang days? So, ordinary muna to ah. So, remaining sa May is 15. So, 30, 30, 30, 30, then 15. So, we have ilang 30 to? So, 150 days. Okay? Ordinary time to. Okay? Then, kapag sa exact time, so we have May 15. So, June, July, August, September, and October 15. So, dito, alam natin, May has 31 months. So, 31 minus 15, 31 days, sorry. So, we have 16 days remaining sa May. Then June natin is 30, July is 31, August is 31, September is 30. Then October meron tayong 15 na consume. Okay? Then kunin natin yung total niyan. So we have 16 plus 30 plus 31 plus 31 plus 30 plus 15. So we have 153 days. Okay? So kita nyo ba yung difference? Okay? So you have to
Opo.
remember kung ilan yung months per month. Ay, ilan yung days per month. Sorry. Okay? Next. Okay. So kapag yung due date naman natin is in years, so minus daw ng 365 kapag exact. So, ayan, ito na yun. Yung diniscuss ko regarding leap year, ito na yung ibig sabihin niya. Okay? Next. Find the exact time from May 15 on year 1 to March 15 in year 2. Okay? So, paano naging 304 days? Okay? So, solve natin yan. So, year 1 muna tayo. Year 1. So, from May 15, no? So, from May 15 hanggang December 31, ibig sabihin. June, July, August, September, October, November, tsaka December. Okay? So, ilang days yan sa first year natin? So, we have, ito is 30 minus 15, 31, sorry. 31 minus 15. So, we have 16, 30, 31, 31, 30, 30, sorry, 31, 30, 31. So, meron tayong total sa first year na. So, 16 plus 30 plus 31 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31. We have 200 days sa year 1. Then year 2, hanggang March 15. So, we have January, Feb, March 15. Okay? So, kung halimbawa, hindi muna leap year, we have 31, 28, then 15. So, yung total natin is 31 plus 28 plus 15. So, we have 74. Okay. Tama ba yung given natin? June, July, August, September, October, November, December. Okay. Then 74 dito. Baka mali yung given. Baka ito is hindi March, no? Baka ito yung May. Kasi 274 lang eh. Mali itong 304 days. Try nating May ito. No? So, March, April, May. So, yung March natin will be 31, 30, then 15. Okay? So, we have hanggang May 15. Okay. 31, 28, 31 plus 30 plus 5. So, we have 95. Kulang. Okay. Wait lang ha. On year 1 to March 15 ng year 2.
Sir, tama po yung problem.
Tama yung problem? Mali yung add ko.
Opo, sa year
Ah,
1.
Okay. Sige. So, this will be 16 plus 30 plus 31 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31. Okay. It should be 230. Okay? Okay. So, tama na yung kanina pala. Okay. So, March 15. So, we have 15 dito. So, 31. 31 plus okay. Patanggal muna ng music. Sino ba yun? 31 plus 28 plus 15. So, we have 74. So, 74 plus 230 is 304 days. Okay? Then kapag naging leap year siya, add 1 ka lang kasi sa February, so 305 days. Okay?
Sir, may tanong po ako.
Yes po.
Pag leap year po ay sa February lang po nababago?
Yes, February lang yung nagkakameron ng additional day. Pero yung number of
Pag leap
months,
year po, nagiging 29 days ang February?
yes.
Okay po, thank you po.
Tapos basta divisible by 4 yung year, halimbawa 2020. Pag dinivide mo ng 4, di ilan to? So, 5. So, kumbaga na ano natin siya, ano? Okay. Okay, so walang decimal. So, ibig sabihin leap year. So, leap year ba ang 2020?
Opo, sir.
Oh, yun. Okay.
Opo, sir.
So, pag chinek nyo ulit, kung bawa check nyo yung calendar nyo, nung February, tayo ay merong 29, no? Basta divisible by 4 yung year, leap year yun. Okay? Next. Okay, so a loan made on September 5 is due July 5 of the following year. Find kapag ordinary time, kapag exact time, tsaka kapag exact time in a leap year. Okay? So pinapahanap lang yung number of days. Okay? So September 5, so ordinary time muna tayo. September 5, July 5. Okay. September 5, July 5. Okay. 5 to July 5 ng following year. Okay, so ordinary time tayo. So September 5, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So we have 30, 30, 30, 30, 30, and 5. Okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 270 plus 10, 280 days. Okay? So yun yung sa ordinary day natin. Pa 300 days lang. July 5. O mali ang multiply ko. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 270 plus July 5. Sorry. So ito is remaining to, no? So ito dapat is 30 minus 5. Okay? Dapat ito ay 25. Okay? So tama to, 5 to. So we have 10 times 30. So 300 days. Tama. Okay? Next is exact time pero hindi siya leap year, no? So September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July. Okay? So this will be September is 30 minus 5. This will be 25 to 31, 30, 31, 31, 28, 31. April is 30, May 31, June is 30, and July is 5. Okay? So yung total natin, pag pinag-add, 25 plus 31, 30 plus 31 plus 31 plus 28 plus 31 plus 30 plus 31 plus 30 plus 5 is 303 days. Okay? So let's check. 303 days. Okay? Then kapag leap year siya, add 1 lang dun sa letter B natin. So magiging siyang 304 days. Okay? So malinaw tayo dito, ordinary time, exact time na non-leap year, tapos leap year. Okay?
Opo, sir.
Okay? So now, ito. Meron tayong tatawag na ordinary interest rate per day, tsaka exact interest rate per day. So since magkaiba yung number of days nila, ngayon hindi na per year yung given rate of interest natin. Ano na siya, given na per day na siya, no? Kaya kapag ordinary interest, assume na 360 days. Okay? Then kapag exact interest, 365 days per year. Okay? So calculating interest on a loan based on ordinary interest and exact time interest yields a slightly higher amount of interest. Okay? So check natin yan later, no? Okay? So ito i-discover natin mamaya kung halimbawa kung leap year tayo, kung 365 days pa din yung consideration natin na per year niya, no? Okay? So kung in formula, ito is 360, ibig sabihin yung rate natin percent per day na tayo, no? Okay? So percent per day na to. Iba kanina ginagawa natin is percent per year, no? So kailangan yung multiply nating time ngayon, ang unit is in days na, no? So kung halimbawa given siya in year, convert mo siya in days. Okay? Dapat yung para makuha mo yung value niya, dapat mag-cancel out yung days niya dito, no? Kailangan mag-cancel out to. Okay? So ordinary interest rate per day is equals to interest rate per year divided by 360. Okay? Exact interest divided by 365. Huh? So example, using ordinary time or ordinary interest, meron tayong loan na $500 at 7% annual interest rate. Okay? Yung word na annual, so ibig sabihin year yung kanyang interest rate na given. The loan was made on March 15 and due on May 15. So what is hinahanap is yung interest amount natin. Okay? So I is equals to P RT. Principal natin is yung $500. Yung rate natin is annual interest. So sabi dito, yung interest rate per year divide mo lang ng 360, no? Nangyari yan kasi 'di ba percent per year, then in 1 year meron tayong 360 days for for ordinary interest period. So kaya mangyayari to percent over 360 days. Okay? Which is equal dito. Okay? So, balikan natin to. So, ito will be 0.07. Divide mo lang ng 360. So, days na yung unit niya, no? Multiply natin ng time. So, yung time natin is from March 15 to May 15. So, ordinary time tayo. So, March 15, April, tapos May. So, ordinary time. So, 30 minus 15 lang to. So, we have 15 and 30. Then si May, 15. Okay? So, we have 60 days. So, times natin to ng 60 days. Okay? So, cancel out yung days. Matitira is yung dollar value. So, we have 0.07% times 60 times natin ng 500. So, we have 2,100. Okay? Ano yung 2,100? Teka ha. Interest rate, 360 times 60. Okay. So, mali pala yung multiply ko. So, 0.07 times 60 times 500. Tapos divide natin ng 360. So, we have $5.83. Okay? Which is the same dun sa given natin. Okay? Next. Ordinary interest using exact time for the previous loan. Okay? So, exact time yung time natin, pero ordinary interest ang hinahanap natin. So, nag-combine siya, no? So, yung yung T natin dun sa formula natin is exact, no? Then si rate natin is naka-ordinary. So, I is equals to P RT. So, principal natin is 500. Yung rate natin is naka-ordinary. So, 0.07 over 360 day times yung exact time natin. So, from March 15, April, plus May 15. So, we have, dito is 31 minus 15, meron tayong 16, then 30, then 15. So, yung total natin is 61 days. Okay? So, 61 days. So, cancel out yung day na unit. So, ang I natin will now be equals to 500 times 0.07 times 61 divide 360. So, we have $5.93. Okay? So, i-mind nyo yung wording dun sa problem, no? Kailangan identify nyo kung anong period type ng rate tsaka anong time natin. Okay? Next. Find the exact interest using exact time for the previous loan. So, exact interest tayo. So, meaning 365. Okay? So, kung halimbawa dun sa problem, hindi naman given kung particular year, kung leap year siya. So, 365 yung gamitin nyo, no? And kapag leap year, 366. Okay? So, okay. So, I is equals to P RT. So, principal natin is again 500. Yung rate natin is exact interest rate tayo. So, yung rate natin na 0.07 divided by siya ng 365. Okay? Times yung time natin na naka-exact time. So, exact time natin kanina is 61 days. Cancel out yung days. Matitira is yung dollar na unit. So, we have 500 times 0.07 times 61 divided by 365. So, we have 5.8849, no? Dollars or 5.85 dapat yan, no? Okay? Which is the same ito. Okay? Next. Try daw natin 'to example na 'to. Find the exact interest on a 5,000 loan for 30 days at 8%. Okay, so hindi naka-indicate kung yung interest natin is naka-exact or ordinary interest. So, assuming na since hindi pala, exact interest yung term, no? So, ibig sabihin, yung amount na hinahanap natin is based from an exact interest, no? Okay? So, I is equals to PRT. So, principal natin is $5,000. Then, yung rate natin is 8%. So, 0.08 divided by exact tayo. So, 365 days multiplied by 30 days. Okay? Cancel out yung days. So, interest natin will now be equals to 5,000 multiplied by 0.08 times 30. Divide natin ng 365. So, we have 32.877, no? Dollars or 32.88. Okay? Next, find the exact interest. Okay? Exact interest ulit. So, I is equals to P RT. So, we have 1,800. Then yung rate natin na 0.085, divide natin ng 365 days, multiplied ng 20 days. Okay? Cancel out yung days. So, interest amount will now be equals to 1,800, 0.085 times 20, divide natin ng 365. So, we have $8.384. Okay? So, yan yung answer natin, which is the same nito. Okay? Question regarding ordinary and exact interest.
Wala po.
Okay? So, continue na ba natin ang compound interest? Okay? Konti lang naman tong sa compound interest, so continue na natin, no? Para tapos na natin yung tungkol dun sa interest. Okay? Kasi hanggang 12:30 naman yung time talaga natin. Okay? So, let's go now sa compound interest. Again, yung kanina is lahat ng pinag-aralan natin is naka-simple interest siya. Ngayon, compound interest tayo. Okay? So, same key terms tayo. Okay? So, same yun nung kanina. Okay, ito daw yung general view. Kapag pinag-uusapan natin is compound interest. So sabi, a 1,000 principal paying 10% simple interest after 3 years pays ito. So ito lang yung formula natin ng I is equals to PRT. So $300 lang yung interest amount niya in 3 years kapag simple interest siya. Pero kapag ginawa natin siyang compound interest, ibig sabihin yung amount niya at the end of 1 year is yun yung a-applyan niya ng interest on the following year. So, 100 for the first year. So, ibig sabihin, yung total amount na niya, starting the next year, is yung 1,000 na principal niya plus yung 100. Kaya, 1,100 na yung nakalagay dito. No? Tapos, multiply nung interest natin. Kaya, in the second year, mag-earn siya ng rate na $110. Okay? Tapos, kung 3 years yung period na tinitingnan natin, yung bagong principal amount natin is 1,100 plus yung interest na na-earn niya on the second year. Kaya nagkameron ng 1,210 dito. Okay? Tapos, ito yung kukompute natin ng bagong interest. Kaya naging 121. So in total, para makuha mo yung total interest niya at the end of 3 years, yung principal amount niya at the beginning of third year, plus yung interest na na-earn niya on that year, on the third year, yun yung pinaka maturity value niya. So, dito pag yung interest amount lang yung hinahanap, so 100 plus yung 110 plus 121, 331 yung interest na na-earn niya at the end of 3 years versus yung 300 kapag simple interest lang siya. Okay? So, may $31 na discrepancy agad. So, kaya laging compound interest yung kung pera sa bangko yung pag-uusapan natin, halimbawa yung savings mo, doon tayo sa compound interest. Pero kung sa utang pinag-uusapan natin, huwag tayong papayag na compounded yung interest natin. Kasi hangga't hindi tayo nakakabayad, lalaki yung utang natin, no? Okay? So, ano to? So, ito yung table para yung mabago lang yung sa compounding period natin. So, pag halimbawa sinabing annual yung term, ibig sabihin, per year yung interest na naki-credit sa kanya, no? So, yung times credited per year is 1. So, ibig sabihin, isang beses lang nag-a-apply yung interest. Then, kapag semi-annually, yung interest natin, ibig sabihin, twice in 1 year siya nag-a-apply. So, ibig sabihin, kapag halimbawa, meron kang inutang ng 100, tapos naka-compounded siya semi-annually, halimbawa interest amount mo ay 20 pesos, ibig sabihin at the end of 1 year, ang babayaran mo na ay 140 pesos, no? Kasi dalawang beses nag-apply yung interest amount mo. Okay? So the first 6 months 120 yung 120 yung amount mo. So hindi pala 140. So after 6 months, 120 na yung magiging principal amount mo. Yun yung ita-times mo ngayon ng panibago mong interest rate. Kasi yung magiging interest amount mo noon, i-add dun sa ano mo. Okay? So, ibig sabihin twice nag-a-apply. Then, kapag quarterly, 4 times. Pag monthly, 12 times. Okay? So, i-apply natin yan sa example, no? Para maalam yung difference. Okay, so, Many bank saving account pay compound interest. So in this case, the interest is added to account at regular intervals, and the sum becomes the new basis for computing interest. Thus, the interest earned at a certain time interval is automatically reinvested to yield more interest. Okay? So, bawa sa first year, nag-invest ka ng 100,000, at the end of that year, magkakameron ka ng 105,000 pesos. Okay? So, at the beginning of the second year, ang pera mo na ngayon sa bangko is 105 years. Then, kapag at the end of the year, yung magiging interest amount mo is based na dun sa bago mong principal amount. So, yun yung kakameron ng 1.05 na interest. Kaya yung magiging amount mo at the end of second year is 110,000, 250,000. 250 pesos. Okay? Then, again, ito is yung magiging bagong principal amount at the third year. Then, at the end of third year, ito yung magiging principal mo or magiging maturity value mo. Then, yung maturity value mo at the third year will now be the interest value, interest principal amount nung beginning ng fourth year mo. Then, yung pinaka-maturity value mo at the end of fourth year mo is 121,550.63 pesos. Okay? So, yan ay assuming na 5% yung binibigay ng bangko sa inyo. No? Which is, hindi ata umaabot ng 5% pag sa bank. No? Okay? So, ngayon, ito yung formula. So, pag makita nyo dito sa table, yung nangyayari sa kanya sa first year, ito yung ito yung amount mo. Okay? So, itong formula to is galing dun sa formula natin ng maturity value to, no? Okay? At the end of 1 year to. Okay? Then ito, at the end of 2 years, so yung yung principal natin or yung maturity value to first year, multiply ulit natin ng interest natin. Kaya nagkakameron siya ng square dito. So, pag nakita natin tong pattern na to, natin yung formula ng compound interest na future value, yung maturity value natin is equal sa principal amount times 1 plus yung interest rate tapos raise sa time. Okay? Then kapag pinapahanap yung interest amount, so interest amount is just yung future value natin minus yung principal amount natin. Okay? So yung T natin is term per time in years. Okay? So kung ano yung term na sinatawag natin is yung ito. Okay? Kung annual siya, semi-annual, quarterly, or monthly. Tapos in years lagi siya. Okay? So example, find the maturity value and the compound interest if 10,000 pesos is compounded annually at an interest rate of 2% in 5 years. Okay? So 10,000 is yung ating principal amount compounded annually, okay, at an interest rate of 2% in 5 years. Okay. 2% in 5 years, ito yung rate natin, yung R natin, in 5 years yung time natin. Okay? So, maturity value muna tayo. So, yung future value natin is equal sa P times 1 plus RT. Okay? Principal natin is 10,000 pesos. 1 plus, yung rate natin is 2% per year. Kaya 0.02 na to. Raise sa time. So, since compounded annually tayo, hindi natin kailangang i-convert si 5 years, no? Okay? So, ibig sabihin 5 lang to. Okay? So, di ba nakalagay dito is siya ay term per time in years. Okay? So, since annually tayo, so ibig sabihin niya 5 years, Tapos yung term natin is annually, so 1 year yun. Kaya magka-cancel out yung years, kaya 5 yung nakalagay doon, no? So, solving that, 1 plus 1 plus 02. So, magiging amount natin is 11,480.81 pesos. Okay? The same as this one. Then, yung sa future value natin, minus lang natin yung principal amount natin para makuha natin yung interest amount. Okay? Next, find the maturity value and the compound interest if 50,000 is compounded annually. Okay? An interest rate of 5% in 8 years. Okay? So again, direct substitution lang siya. Then yung 8 years is annually siya. So 1 year lang tayo dito. Okay? So cancel out lang yung year. Kaya at the end of 8 years, ito yung magiging future value niya. Then uh, yung interest niya, interest amount at the end of 8 years ay ito. Okay? Next. So we have, suppose your father deposited in your bank account 10,000 pesos at an annual interest rate of 0.5% counted yearly when you graduated from kindergarten and did not get the amount until you finished grade 12. How much will you have in your bank account after 12 years? Okay? So 12 years yung time. Interest rate per annum or per annual or annually is 0.5%. Compounded siya. Kalagay ba? Counted yearly. So hindi naka-identify. Dapat i-identify do sa problem kung compounded ano siya. Pero since bank yan, sabi nga natin kapag bank yung bank account tayo, laging compounding interest yung ginagamit ng bank. Standardized nila. Okay? So ito yung principal amount natin. So ito yung time. So direct substitution ulit. 10,000 times 1 plus 0.005 kasi 0.5%. So move mo pa ng dalawa pa. Or divide mo ng 100 yung 0.5, 0.005 siya. Then naka 12 years siya. So at the end of 12 years, ang pera mo mas magiging 10,616.78. Which in reality is napakaliit, no? Ibig sabihin sa loob ng 12 years, 600 pesos lang ang nadagdag dun sa pera mo, no? Nakakalungkot. No? Unlike kapag halimbawa pinang-business mo yung 10,000, yung 600 pesos, more likely kung successful yung business mo, mas malaki yung return of investment mo. Okay? Next. So, ito is compounded more than once a year. So, ibig sabihin yung term natin is hindi laging annually. So, pwede siya maging semi-annual, quarterly, or monthly. Okay? So, conversion or interest period or time between successive conversion of interest. So, frequency of conversion o yung M, number of conversion periods in 1 year. Tapos, nominal rate, annual rate, rate of interest for each conversion period is equals to I raised to M over M or annual rate of interest over frequency of conversion. Wherein yung N natin is yung total number of conversion period na equal siya sa frequency of conversion times time in years. So, yung formula natin before na compound interest na F is equals to P times 1 plus R raised to T. Ngayon, ibabagoy natin ang form, no? Apply natin tong gantong form. Okay? So, yung mangyayari ngayon sa formula natin is yung R dati na originally for annually lang, ito yung magiging value niya. Then, yung time natin o yung N natin dati o yung T natin, ito yung magiging value niya. Okay? So, ibig sabihin kahit compounded annually siya, pwede mo nang gamitin tong formulang to kasi mas safe tong gamitin. No? Wherein yung F natin is maturity value pa din siya. Yung P is ano pa din siya, principal amount. I times IM is yung nominal rate of interest o yung annual rate natin. Then yung M is yung frequency ng conversion, ibig sabihin kung ano siya, semi-annual, yung term natin, ibig sabihin. term. Type of term na lang. Okay? Tapos yung T natin is term per time in years. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, halimbawa, sinabing semi-annual. Okay, semi-annual. Yung M natin is equals to 2. So, ibig sabihin, yung F is equals to P times 1 plus, bawa binigay na percent ay per year, bawa ay 5% per year over 2 kasi annually siya. Sabihin, dalawang beses siya nag-a-apply. Then dito, yung raise natin na exponent is 2 times T. Okay? Okay, so maturity value. So, same lang yan, ano? So, example problem. So, we have dito, find the maturity value of an interest of if 10,000 pesos is deposited in a bank at 2% compounded quarterly. Okay? Quarterly tayo for 5 years. So, pag quarterly, M natin is equals to 4. So, yung formula natin na bago, F is equals to P times 1 plus yung I raised to, IM natin, divide M times MT. Okay? So, 10,000 times 1 plus yung interest rate natin for compounded annually is 0.2% divided by 4. Okay? Times yung 4 times yung time natin is 5. Okay? So that will be, so raise as 20, no? So pag kinumpute mo yan, we have 11,048 pesos and 96 centavos. Okay? So ito yung future value natin. So ito yung maturity value, no? Same as maturity value. And yung interest natin is, interest amount natin is just yung maturity value minus yung principal. So 11,048.96 minus 10,000 lang. So we have 1,048.96. Okay? So which is the same as this one, no? Okay? Next, compounded monthly siya. So same example, nagbabago lang uh, yung period natin, no? So magiging 12 lang siya. So yung form natin will now be F times 10,000 1 plus yung term natin 0.02 over 12 times 12 times 5. Okay? Which is pag sinolve mo, babalik yan dito. Then ma-minus mo yung future minus yung principal, ito yung magiging sagot. Okay? Next. So ito is kapag nire-write mo lang yung equation again para makuha yung principal present value, yung principal amount. So F is equals to P times 1 plus IM over MT. Ngayon kapag ginanap mo yung P, divide mo lang both side by 1 plus IM over MT, no? Cancel out to. So makukuha natin is equals to F over 1 plus I raised to M over MT, which is the same nito, no? So no need to memorize all of the formula, basta yung kahit yung isa lang, no? Tapos i-convert nyo na lang. Okay? So, dito, baliktad lang siya. Yung present value natin, uh, find the present value of 50,000. Okay? So ito yung future value natin. Okay, yung F. In 4 years. Okay? Ito yung time natin. Is invested 12% compounded semi-annually. So yung M natin is equals to 2 kasi semi-annual. Ganito yung interest natin, no? So kunin lang natin F is equals to P times so yung converted ano na ang gamitin natin. So P is equals to F over 1 plus I raised to M over M MT. Okay? So substitute natin 50,000 pesos all over 1 plus 0.12 over 2, then 2 times 4. Okay? Then kapag sinubstitute yan, that will be 31,370.62 pesos. Okay? The same as this one. Okay? So baka tataka lang kayo kung saan nakuha to, no? Itong mga term dito. Okay? Next. So ito, present value niya kapag quarterly siya. So same lang din, formula natin is F over 1 plus I raised to M over M MT. So we have 25,000 of future value or 1 plus 0.1 over quarterly tayo, so 4 times for 2 years and 6 months. Anong equivalent niyan in years? 2.5, no? Times 2.5. Okay? Kaya nagkameron ng 10 dito, no? So pag sinolve mo yan, P is equals to 19,529 pesos and 96 centavos. Okay? Okay ba tayo dito? Sa compound interest? Question?
Opo, sir.
Okay? So if you have no more question, this ends our lecture for today about simple and compound interest. Okay?
Sir,
Yes.
sir.
Yes.
I-upload niyo rin po ba yung yung mismong presentation
Yes.
para may reference po kami?
Yes, yes, yes.
Sige po. Sige po. Thank you po.
Okay? So, if ever upon reviewing this lecture you have or nag-raise kayo ng another question, you can always chat me sa GC, no? Medyo delay lang mag-reply pero magre-reply, no? Okay? So, thank you for attending this class. So, see you again on our next lecture. So, again, yung meeting bukas sa OSA, ha, paki-screenshot pagpasok nyo ng Zoom link. Okay? So, I'll prepare the Dropbox para doon, no? Okay?
Okay po, sir.
Okay? Thank you and you may go.
Okay po.
Sir.
Thank you po, sir.